guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions. So again, it's your boy Cobe Rising.
It's coming for you, it's coming for you, it's coming for you, it's coming for you.
Oh Lord, do not forget the gorillas. Everyone know we the realest, a bunch of go-getters. I bet you can tell I'm the illest. You don't need your fingers to feel it. You know I can straight spit, knock you out with a late hit. Feel like I'm the one, like I'm Neil, but this is the real life, not the Matrix. I'm about to go ape shit.
What's going on, man? It's your boy Cobe Rise and Rise. You dig? Listen, I know we got a lot to cover. We got a lot to cover, so stay with me and stay tuned because your boy's going in tonight. I know we had to skip out yesterday. I'm gonna fill y'all in. So as you can see, Shacarri wins again in the 4x1. She killed it. We're gonna go over the details later. We also want to talk about doing what works for you. Is actually doing what works for you, is it actually a really good thing or is it going against you? We're going to talk about that as well. We got a lot to cover, man. So stay tuned. Make sure you guys are liking, sharing, commenting below. Do what you got to do, right? Also, we're going to talk about Dr. Umar Johnson. Shout out to the Pan-Africanist in the building where he's talking about the BBL. And we already know how we feel about the BBL. But then again, I'm always going to be on both sides of the fence of hearing it because I want to see it. But then I'll get my take on it after hearing what everybody else has to say about it. So stay tuned. We're going to finish the introduction. Then I'm going to come back on and then we'll get to the money. Let go.
Ain't no gotta roll out. I know gotta roll out, yeah. I know gotta roll out, yeah. I roll on to
Turn me up one time. Turn me up one time. Yeah. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? As y'all can see, man, we are back. Back at it again with a banger. My YouTube peoples, we are tapping in. Shout out to my IG family. We tapping in with it, man. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and get on with the paying the bills. Shout out to Queen City Organics, Rise and Rise Academy. The fitness sea moss is intact. We will be coming out with the pineapple mango, and it's coming to a store near you. If you're looking for your jars, hit me on the IG below at King Alajuwan 21. Also hit me on Facebook at Rise and Rise Academy. Shout out to K. What's going on with you, sunshine? How you feeling today? Man, listen, my IG family tapping in, my YouTube family tapping in. You know, we about to get it rocking. We getting it rocking and rolling. You dig? Shout out to TrueHighClarity.com. It's how you want to live your life. True, high, and with clarity. We will be coming out with a fitness line, you dig? So we're going to be in the talks of that. We'll let you know when that's going to jump up board. We'll show you what it looks like. We got a lot of good topics on. You feel me? So let's get it rocking. Hey, I'm doing better now. Absolutely. So you better be feeling real good. So we about to tap in with these topics, man. So yeah, we want to start this thing off right, man. So we're going to start off with Shacarri Richardson scoring the last leg of the anchor of the 4x1 in the Olympics. Because the first things first, I love doing content on Shacarri Richardson. You know what I'm saying? I love where she has grown from when she started to where she's at. She made a lot of changes in her life. And I just want to give flowers where credit is due. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see that on the YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, make sure you guys are going to my YouTube at Rise and Rise Academy. Shout out to my man Kels in the building. You dig what I'm saying? Shout out to you big time. Hold it down. So let's get it. Shout out to Shacarri Richardson for the look back, coming back on the 4x1, man. I just had to show that real quick. Why? Because we do love Shacarri Richardson over here right now. You dig? She has done great things. Whenever she transitioned from when she first started in the Olympics to where she is now, she has made a great transition, and I'm here for the transitional change. You dig what I'm saying? And she's done a lot for her changes, right? She's got rid of a lot of toxic environmental people in the background, so she's gotten the right people and she's made the adjustments and she has capitalized on it. So I got to give credit where credit is due. Shout out to my baby Shacarri Richardson. You dig what I'm saying? And I just want to give you guys a breakdown of that. Now, the next thing is we want to talk about is doing what works for you actually working for you guys. Well, see, I wanted to actually have a discussion about it because I think that this is an important topic because we hear this all the time. We hear, oh, you just got to do what works for you when it comes to fitness. And so, and I also hear this thing about, doing what makes you happy. Well, doing what makes you happy, is that really what's making you healthy, right? You'll hear something like your grandfather lived a long time, smoking cigarettes, eating McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? And you think you're going to do the same thing, but in actuality, it's not the same for us. The food is different back then than it is right now. Let me say it again. The food, matter of fact, let me zoom in a little bit just so you can see my face on this because I really want you guys to pay attention. Read it right here. The food back then is different than the food today. Today, we have fake lab-grown meat being grown and being pushed to the masses that is actually real meat. That's the reality. Why? Because they can save money in a quantity scheme of things. Again, why did they want to save money? So they can produce more quantity to the masses. And again, why? Well, because Americans, we're going to eat everything. But then again, we don't eat enough because we are also the country that wastes the most food. We have a big trash problem in America. We throw away so much food that we can feed the world with the food that we throw away. We overeat in this country and we throw food away two times over any other country in this world. That is insane. So point being, they can give y'all great quantity food, but you guys will throw it away because you're not treating the food the same. You guys don't even liking the food. You're tossing good quality food away. This is why when you go to expensive restaurants, you'll get a small portion of a plate and they give you this so you can make sure you eat all the food. And then they charge you an arm and a leg for it because they want their money back for it. Shout out to my man Jabari from the Jabari tribe. Shout out to my brother. You dig what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Peaches. What's going on with it? I ain't seen you in a minute. How's everything been going with you? Man, listen, y'all. The food back then is not the same as the food right now. And then we have a trash problem. So we waste a lot of food here. We eat a lot of food and we waste a lot of food in this country. And this is the crazy part. We don't even exercise to counterbalance the fact that we overeat. And we also throw away a bunch of food too. This is insane. We have a population issue. And I know I'm going overboard, but I'm just going to circle around to this. The food is not the same. It doesn't taste the same at all. 29 days until the 4-0. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's right. We do, man. Man, look, we got to get it up, man, when you come into the Queen City. You dig what I'm saying? All right, so I want to show you guys a clip on IG that I found talking about food in its entirety. So I wanted to share this with you. So in IG, if you guys can hear it, put a thumbs up in the comment section. And if you're on YouTube, obviously you'll be able to hear it. Put a thumbs up if you can hear it. So let me know what you think about this particular clip that I'm about to show you guys when it comes to food back then versus the food today. Let me put it up right now on the screen. All right, let me know if you can hear it.
Versus now. Ice cream back then versus now. Ritz crackers back then versus now.
Mm.
Glyphosate usage back then versus now.
Mm.
Back then cannot be compared to now. We live in a different world.
Come on.
I ate it back in the day and I'm fine. McDonald's
Let me
fries
pause this
back
real quick.
then.
All right, so if you guys cannot see this, right, let me just blow it up so you guys can actually see it a little bit bigger. Okay, that didn't work. All right, never mind. So you guys can barely see it, but I'm gonna just show you guys. If you are not on YouTube, go to my YouTube at Rise and Rise Academy. You can see it. Yo, the McDonald's fries back then only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ingredients. Now McDonald's fries has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ingredients. It's 8 ingredients, right? But it's a lot more chemicalized. Now, I'm also going to go over to the ice cream now so you guys can actually see the ice cream. Now, I know you guys can't see it, but I'm going to read it to you. Back then, the ice cream had milk, honey, organic, vanilla, and egg yolk in it. See, on this one now, the vanilla bean, we have milk, cream, buttermilk, sugar, whey, corn syrup, skim milk, contains 1% less than of natural flavors. Excuse me. Vanilla bean specks, mono and diglycerides, carob bean gum, guar gum, cargene. Listen, man, it's so much, man. I can't pronounce that word, by the way, but I know what it is. Cellulose gel and cellulose gum. This is insane. There's no way you're going to tell me that the food now is the same back then. And so one thing in the comments that really struck me was, here's what people were saying. All right, people are saying this. Look, I'm going to the comment section. People are defending this, right? I can't say this is 100% true because back then they didn't have to disclose all the ingredients. Hold on. Let's break this down. This comment says, I can't say this is 100% true because back then they didn't have to disclose all the ingredients. Something to think about. Check this shit out, though. That rule was made in 1960, bruh. That rule's been out for a long time. A very, very long time. So you can't tell me that the ingredients are the exact same then compared to what it is now. There's people that have worked in McDonald's back then that said that they don't even use the same type of ingredients that they did back then. So you can't tell me this. And restaurants don't even have butchers in them. They just ship their food over from some big corporation and it gets shipped to them. Think about this too. When they are raising cattle and chickens and everything else, guess what they're doing? They're purposely feeding these cows and chickens and stuff hormones, like extra hormones, to make the meats bigger, smaller, whatever, and it's doing things to the meat that's going to alter the flavor, and it's also going to be digested into you as well. That is going to link you to different other issues that's going to happen long term. What we are seeing today, an overconsumption of food, higher amount of calories per taken in, higher processes of processed meat, because we all know that back then McDonald's actually had real meat. Now it's not even real meat. So you can't tell me anything about disclosing ingredients when we all know back then they was eating on that real meat, but then nowadays it's fake meat. Most of y'all don't even know that y'all are probably eating fake meat right now when you go out to eat. You don't even know it. You don't even know it because you don't grow your own meat. You don't grow your own meat. What's going on with it, bro? If you're not growing your own farm, you're not growing your own meat, you have no idea what you eating right now. That's a fact. You can't tell me anything otherwise. Until you bring some facts to it, chill out. Y'all got to chill out. Now, shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson, man, where he's talking about the BBL. We done had plenty of discussions about the BBL on this particular channel. So y'all already know how I particularly feel about the BBL. I'm not going to sit up here and say it's a terrible thing, but I will say this. Dr. Umar Johnson has an opinion about this. And if y'all don't know who Dr. Umar Johnson is, right? I'm going to just give you an example of what Dr. Umar Johnson is. Check this shit out. Yes, a Pan-Africanism. That's right. Y'all like my hat? If y'all can't see the hat, make sure y'all go to my YouTube at Rise and Rise Academy, where you can see your very own Pan-African hat. All right? Because this is what Dr. Umar Johnson is. All right? Now, let us play the clip where he's talking about the BBL and what he thinks about the BBL. Check it out.
I'm blaming my little sisters for getting them breast implants. I'm not blaming my little sisters for getting those car windshield wiper eyelashes.
Propaganda, social media.
I'm blaming us.
Who, the black man?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Because we have sexually objectified the black woman. So, if I'm a little black girl and every other music video I turn on, she's half dressed with big breasts and a big ass, and I want a black man to want me and like me, what am I going to do to be attractive? I'm going to go and get a BBL, black man, period. Professional black men, athletes, everyday brothers, all of us. I don't want to make the hip hop community more responsible, but y'all definitely leading the pack in terms of the sexual objectification of the black woman.
Now, he goes on and on about this, right? When it comes to the objectifying part, right? Let me take my Pan-African hat off real quick so you guys can see me real fast. I just wanted to show you what Dr. Umar got to say about the BBL. All right, so I think he's right. So long story short, he's talking about the objectivity. And I think we see this when it comes to fitness. So you hear a lot of people who want to actually work out and who wants to look good. But the point of working out is to be healthy. The point of working out is to increase your DNA to be improved, right? Because this is what you're going to pass down to your children. So this is something that's a little bit deeper than just the looks. I think the looks come as a result of you working out very hard. And I think that it comes from a result of having the right discipline and consistency when it comes to working out. And I think that's just the beauty of doing the right thing first. Now, what I see a lot of times is people want to go work out because of the objectivity. They look for the sexual objectivity. I'm gonna give you an example. When you go to the gym now, you see a lot of sexual objectivity going on because why? You'll see a lot of people go to the gym half dressed. All right, y'all gonna get on my neck about it. Well, what are we supposed to wear? You can't tell us what to wear, yada yada yada. I'm not telling you what to wear. I'm just telling you what I see. And there is a lot of objectivity going on in the gym. Now, I'm all for working out and doing hard work and doing what you gotta do. Okay. Now, I'm all for that. But I'm also going to point out the fact that some people don't work out necessarily for the benefit of the internal health. They want to work out for the look. So what happens is they'll work out to look a certain way, and they might not necessarily get the results that they're looking for. So what they'll do is they'll result into what I call cheating, and they'll go get objectified to get the BBL, to get the actual look that they're receiving. Why? Because they want the attention and objectivity, which is coming from the wrong place. All right. And so he's specifically talking about, of course, the black race. And this is what he's referring to. So this is where I want to say this. You don't want to go get that for the right reason, because when you get these type of surgeries, 70% of the time you're going to have to go back and get the surgery again. Let me say it again. When you get the surgery, 70% of the time you're going to have to go back and get it again. Why? Because most people don't know what to do to actually get that look for real. And what happens is they'll try to do workouts after they get the surgery, and it fails because they don't have the discipline, they don't have the consistency, and they don't have the plan to pull forth the look that they're actually looking for. Why? Because they never did it for the right reasons to begin with. The truth always shows itself every single time. So with that being said, if you're going to do it, you're going to have the discipline and do it the right way first, so you can have the right You can have the right intensity, you can have the right mindset, you can have the right consistency, and the time to do so. Shout out to my man Mims, man. No, hey, listen, it's been a while, bro. I had a lot going on. And quick side note, man, I've been dealing with a lot of stuff at work. So it's just been, this past week. I'm getting it all taken care of. You dig what I'm saying? And we back at it again. You feel me? Because the health doesn't stop. We still working out. We still eating healthy. And shout out to my man Mims, man. Y'all go check his YouTube out, man. His content is amazing, man. He's talking about everything that's going on right now. So shout out to my man Mims. All right. So don't go and get the BBL for the wrong reason. Okay? Don't go and get it for the wrong reason. Already have your plan of action. Already have these things solidified first. So you ain't out here looking bad. You ain't out here with your BBL scars and then you still out of shape. I think that's so lame. That's like you going to the gym. If you're a dude, you working out and you not even strong like that, but you look big as hell. Like you look like you strong, but you actually not strong. That's some of the most disappointing things that I've ever seen, bro. Like, be strong, man. I mean, that's a personal thing for me. I know dudes who just work out for the look and they don't necessarily work out for the strength. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? That's just a pet peeve of mine. That's just something I do. You can agree to disagree. I personally don't give a damn because I am who I am and I do what I do. You dig what I'm saying? So back to this when it comes to doing what is for you, right? And it's actually being happy. Does it really make you healthy? And I'm gonna give you an example. Chipotle and Chick-fil-A, you think is actually a healthy option for you, but you don't realize that is also still processed food and it's not actually really healthy for you. So I'm gonna always go off of the food pyramid that I created for you guys. And the food pyramid that I created for you guys is just whole foods. The food pyramid is right here on the screen. Clean meats and other additives is the smallest portion of a plate. Next is the fruits and herbs and whole foods. That's rice. That could be chicken. It could be greens. It could be Swiss chard. It could be salad. It could be Brussels sprouts. It's actual food that you eat. It's not coming from a box. It's not coming from a box, right? Unless it's a bag of rice, right? Or if it's a box of rice, or if it's a bag of potatoes, or if it's a bag of onions. That's what I'm talking about. Whole foods. The biggest portion of your plate needs to be alkaline veggies and alkaline grains. Well, Cobe, why do you say alkaline veggies and alkaline grains? Well, because one thing that I've noticed in this country is we lack a lot of energy and we lack really proper weight. We are overweight. We overconsume and we overconsume trash, hence we throw away a lot of food because it's trash. A lot of the food nowadays is trash because it's not great quality. I'm telling you to put quality in your body so that way you can have the quality calories for your macros so you can hit your vitals differently. Your vitals and your insides are a result, right? So the outer appearance is a result of your inner decisions. You eat the right foods, you do the right things, you exercise the right way, you exude the right type of body for yourself. So alkaline veggies and alkaline grains gives you the energy because it's alkaline, because your blood is naturally alkaline if you did not know that. So you have to make sure that you are aligned with your own body. So this is why knowledge of self is important. So once you do that, you already take away the processed food, which will naturally lower your calories. You will naturally lower your calories by going to a whole food and alkaline veggie, alkaline grain diet mostly. You're naturally cut. You will naturally cut. Next, eat a lot of portions when you work out because you don't want to just cut. You want to cut and build muscle along the way. This is why lifting weights and strength training is so important. This is going to increase your metabolism. This is why you walk all the time. You need to walk out and get some sunlight. Why? Because that's going to help you generate blood flow. But not only does it do that, you also start to get into the fat burning stages. That's called stage 2 cardio when you are between 120 beats per minute to 155, you burn 70% more fat that way. You dig what I'm saying? I'm breaking it down to you so you have it. And this is where working out the right way is going to do you just. Chipotle and Chick-fil-A, seemingly healthy, not necessarily because of how they cook it. It's because of what they cook it in. I know this because I'm plant-based. But I don't think meat is all bad as long as it's clean and real. That is what I'm promoting. A mostly plant-based diet over here. I choose to do plant-based due to the detoxification and inflammation lowering that it does. This is why Shacarri Richardson wins, because she and Noah Lyles, shout out to Noah Lyles for being the 100 meter gold medalist that brought it to the USA within the past 20 years. He ate a low inflammation diet because you can perform better. You think better. When you eat the right foods, you think a better way. You start to live a better way. I did a show of what happens to food when you grill it and when you fry it versus when you bake it. You may take something that's healthy and then you grill it and it makes it worse. But you can grill vegetables and it does not harm you in the way that it does when you grill meat, because of the compounds when you light it up to the grill, to the charcoal, those components get into the food. So when you eat it, shout out to my dog Trey, when you eat the food, this now gets into your body. And what does it do? It messes you up when it comes to your health. I'm breaking it down to you right now. Breaking it down to you right now. Are you doing what works for you, or are you out doing something because you're lazy? This is where the BBL comes into play. A lot of y'all are doing it because you're lazy. You are looking for the wrong type of attention. The wrong type of attention. You're looking for the sexual objectivity, and that's the wrong type of attention. You shouldn't work out to be sexually objectified. Think about this. If you're doing it for the look, you're looking for it to be objectified. And that's not health. That's not real health. Real health is working out for you. Meaning, if you're going to do what works for you, you need to do what works for you. Meaning this, if you are overweight and you're going to the doctor and your doctor says, hey, you need to drop. Matter of fact, hold on, let me put my Dr. Umar hat on real quick. Let me put my Pan African hat on real fast so y'all can see what I got going on. I'm about to preach to y'all. Let me move my hat over because I want to make sure it's on the right way. All right. Now, so what you want to do, and shout out to y'all that's on YouTube. Y'all can see my Pan African hat on. Y'all like my Pan African hat? You're good stuff. You already know, bro. We tapping in, bro. And so you breaking it down when it comes to the weight. So if you're overweight, then doing what works for you is this. You have to be in a caloric deficit. That's going to work for you because that's going to help you lose the weight. The next thing you want to do is you want to make sure you're feeding your macros right. This is why it's important for you to eat your whole foods, eat your alkaline veggies and alkaline grains, and have your clean meats and other additives. And what I mean by clean meats is the palm of your hand is the size, and make sure it's coming from a clean source. So make sure that it's actual real meat. All right. The best kind that I would refer to is going to a farmer's market and getting an organic meat from a butcher that he may grow his own. He may have his own feed. He have his own cattle that he actually goes and grazes, cuts and kills and goes from there. And he feeds them real actual food and not this hormonal food, because that's going to help you get to your vitals even better. Okay. I'm breaking it down to you like this so that way you can get what I mean when it comes to clean foods, clean meats, and other additives. Same thing with your fish. Now, eating your vegetables hits your vitals different because this is how you get your vitamins. You need your vitamins: vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin K, B12, vitamin B12, vitamin D. This is sunlight. This is why it's important for you to go outside and walk. Walking, make sure you're at 120 beats per minute minimum. Why? Because it's going to burn 40% more fat. When you start to do that for an extended period of time, I personally recommend about 10,000 steps plus every single day. That's Monday through Monday, every single day. Why? This is how you burn 1 pound of fat per week. So this helps you lose more weight as you strength train. I also recommend strength training 4 to 5 days a week. Why? So that way you can start to build muscle and you start to change the bone structure and the bone density Women, ladies, listen up. It's important because when you get older, you start to have brittle bones faster than you do men. Why? Because this is the biological way that, well, we've been made. Don't hate me, blame the Lord and Savior. Jesus Christ made it this way. So he also gave us the tools of what we need to have longevity for real health. So we have to make sure we're strength training. Be strong. Number one. Number two, this is how I do. You work out to be athletic to perform so that way you can move your body. So when you're going up and down these stairs, you ain't tired. You can do it multiple times and not out of breath. I want you guys to be above average because this was going to help lower the overall weight consumption in America, because the more people that we do it the right way is how we start to do better as a community as a whole. Shout out to my man Jabari laughing in my hat. Hey man, listen, I love my little Pan-African hat. What's good, man? Shout out to my dog Tracy. Not gonna lie, I might eat some pizza tonight. I eat clean other days. But see, this is the thing though. I'm glad you said that. See, when you do the right foods and when you are in shape and do the right stuff, you can actually eat some pizza or whatever, and it's not gonna hurt you that bad. Now, somebody who doesn't work out like that, who doesn't have as much muscle, who has a little bit more fat, who doesn't walk, who doesn't exercise, that person is gonna have more detriment because they already have more clogged arteries. So you're now gonna eat the pizza that's gonna have very high in grease and it's gonna clog your arteries more, and they're at a bigger risk for what? Heart failure, heart disease, and every other issue that happens. Okay, so this is another reason why it's important to eat the right foods and exercise daily. Do not do the bare minimum. I did a show where the American Heart Association gave you guys the bare minimum of what to do. You have to get outside, you have to walk, you have to do exercise for at least 30 minutes to an hour every single day, on top of high intensity workouts for at least 15 minutes a day. That's 75 minutes per week. I know for a fact most of y'all aren't doing that because the majority of America is overweight and obese. So I know y'all are not even doing the bare minimum. So y'all are below the bare minimum and you eating trash. I know it because we're throwing away a lot of food. And I know that you guys are eating these quick meals, Pop-Tarts, going to fast foods, going out to eat, that you know for sure you're not eating the right foods, and you know you're not eating the right foods, but you want to look like you've been working out for about 10 years. That's insane. That's insane. I wish I had a buzzer so I can show you guys how lost y'all are. You're going to lose every single time. This is what happens when you go get the BBL and do the same stuff, eat the same foods, and wonder why you look the way you do, and you have more issues down the line. And I'm not just talking about the BBLs. I'm talking about people in general. You're not going to change until you change. Be you transformed by the renewal of your mind. That's in the Bible. It's a real thing. So I'm telling you guys to change your mindset. My personal example, when I started to change my diet, I started to change the way that I started to live my life. And one thing that happened to me was my taste buds started to detoxify, and I was able to eat, or I was able to taste things differently than how I was before. I didn't know how bad my breathing was until I started to change my diet. I could breathe a lot better. I could breathe a lot cleaner, a lot deeper, and it's a lot easier to breathe when I went plant-based anyway. I was lighter, my lungs were better, my organs weren't as inflamed. I didn't have a lot of inflammation because I went to a lowering inflammation diet. You can do the same thing. This is what I mean by doing what works for you. If you like fats and sugars and donuts and cakes and pies, that works for you because it's what you think works for you, but it's actually going against you. This is why it's not always good when you think you're happy, but you can still be unhealthy. You got to do what works for you, meaning you have to do what is going to work for where you're trying to go. Oh, that's a bar. You don't need to do what works for you now. You need to do what works for you down the road. You need to do what works for your goal. If your goal is to drop 40 pounds, then you need a plan of action to put you in that realm. That's what doing what works for you, which means you're going to have to start cutting the food. You need to get on a food plan. Matter of fact, you can take a screenshot of my food pyramid right here. Take a screenshot of that for your foundation. Take a screenshot of this food list so you have a food list to go off of. All right. So I'm helping you guys out across the board. This is for my vegan food guide. This is a vegan food pyramid that you can take with you. I personally don't do soy or tofu. So, but again, this is just a baseline. This is a baseline. Start with that first. Then you start to count your calories. Then you start to count your macros. These are things that are doing what works for your goal. That's what I mean. Not doing what works for you because, oh, I'm hungry. I want a donut real quick because that's what works for me. Nah, nigga. No, nigga. Nah. That's a hell nah. If you want to eat something sweet, then you need to pick something off the food list that is sweet. So an example of that would be eating some fruits that are sweet, for example. You can also eat something with pure agave or have date sugar. I'm gonna give you a good meal that I like that's actually sweet. I do chickpea pancakes, and they are so good. They're protein packed. I use agave for sweetener. I use date sugar for my sweetener as well. And it's a sweet thing to eat, but it's actually good because it has nutrients in it. Those sweeteners are not bad for you because they're natural sweeteners. So I look at what God put on this earth for us, and that's typically what I tend to eat. And that's typically what I tend to stay around because my vitals are hit differently. I want something that's sweet, but it's also going to do good for me. You need to adopt that mindset. You don't need to just eat something just to eat it. All right. You need to eat what works for your goal. Your goal is to drop 40 pounds. So you need to stay on a specific food list. So that way you stay on top of your goals. You stay on top of your goals that way. That is what's doing what works for you. And it may not necessarily make you happy right now, but healthy along the line is where you want to get to, because over time you start to adapt. I think my Pan-African hat started to bring the God out of me real quick. Shout out to my Pan-Africanism, man. But listen, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. That's all the time I have for you guys. I appreciate everybody for tuning in to your boy, man, where we were discussing why Shacarri Richardson wins. She made a lot of changes and adjustments, and that's something that you guys can do too. She may be an Olympic gold medalist, but you don't have to be an Olympic gold medalist to make the same changes. You can do this right now. You can do this absolutely right now. And if you guys are looking for assistance with that, man, listen, bro, you can hit me up. And ladies, you can hit me up on IG, King Alajuwan 21. You can also hit my YouTube. You can also hit my Facebook at Rise and Rise Academy. You dig what I'm saying? We are here for your health and wellness, actual health and wellness. We're not here to fake the funk for y'all. We're going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it funky, and we're going to do what it do. You dig what I'm saying? It's your boy, Cobe Rise and Rise. When we're faced with an obstacle, what we do? And we rise and rise, baby. Hey.